Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here and welcome to another video. And in this video, hopefully, we're going to answer some unanswered questions from those cryptic video packages that we saw over the months of June and July. And it's so easy to forget about those, isn't it? And if you follow this channel, you'll be aware that we dissected those in some detail. The wrestling world literally blew up when those cryptic videos came about. And ultimately, the result left a lot of fans a little bit disappointed. They're a little bit underwhelmed. Well, actually very underwhelmed. Because quite early on in those cryptic videos, it was obvious it was Edge, and that's what it turned out to be. Edge returned on his own at SummerSlam to take out Judgment Day and return to the rated R superstar gimmick, which a lot of us love, and I'm a massive fan of Edge. However, I did hope for something more, and I find it very, very odd that was the end game. I think there were changes. I think there's a deeper meaning to all this that might come to light very, very soon. Because if you think about it, after all, why would WWE invest so much time in these cryptic videos for just Edge to return on his own? It doesn't really make any sense, because you could just scrap the video series and just have him return randomly at SummerSlam. Now, I understand if those cryptic videos led to a darker version maybe of Edge, but returning to the rated R superstar gimmick doesn't really make sense. Now, I know there was speculation surrounding the fact that in real life Edge was not happy about working a supernatural gimmick, but more recent reports have suggested that that was absolute BS, so that wasn't the truth. So what is going on? Now, I believe, and I could be wrong, most of the time I'm wrong, let's face it. And again, I want to get your thoughts and opinions too. But if we flip things 180 and look at things through a different lens with a deeper meaning, what if WWE, at the time of filming those cryptic videos, sort of almost had the vision of leading to a double meaning? And what I mean by that is what if at the time they knew that these were going to be leading to the return of Edge, but also at that same time, they were quite confident of getting the signature of Karrionkross. They were quite confident of getting the signature of Bray Wyatt and returning those two to WWE. Now, since those cryptic videos, we've seen the return of Karrionkross, and if you look at those cryptic videos, there were references to an hourglass, to time, counting down time. Now, what's Karrionkross's catchphrase? Tick-tock. And since we've seen Karrionkross inserted into the main event scene within WWE, going after Drew McIntyre and targeting Roman Reigns, which doesn't get any bigger than that. Now, it could be completely unrelated, but do you not think there's a little bit of a coincidence there? Because what reference in terms of the hourglass is that to Edge? How does that link to Edge? What, TikTok that he's going to return at SummerSlam? Doesn't really make a lot of sense if you've only been away a few weeks and expelled from the Judgment Day in a few weeks. There was a lot of references, yes, to Edge and Edge's past opponents, but overall, the package had a Karrionkross Bray Wyatt vibe, if you like, really. More so Bray Wyatt. Now, if you think about this, right, WWE will win either way, because if they didn't re-sign Karrionkross, since then they have, and if they didn't sign Bray Wyatt, it remains to be seen whether they have or haven't, then it doesn't matter, because ultimately people just forget about the cryptic promos and go, oh, it just led to Edge returning and we're just going to forget about it. But you can't really forget about it because of the detail that went into that. If WWE were quite confident at the time that they were going to get Bray Wyatt's signature, what greater way to build intrigue, build interest, get fans talking, than to throw subtle hints in there. And it's safe to say there are a lot of subtle hints in there in regards to Bray Wyatt. We covered this in the videos, but to summarise, there were 3 6s within that video. Wyatt 6. And it doesn't get any more clear cut than that. There were 6 lights. One of them had a red circle. You think of a red circle, you think of Bray Wyatt, things coming full circle. Life is a circle, right? Bray Wyatt references. Numerous opponents within those teaser videos were past opponents of Bray Wyatt and The Fiend. So there are a lot of links, a lot of associations. Now, if we look at the blood on the mirror and the writing, and it said, I am coming too, and then we saw it at SummerSlam appear tonight, which didn't seem like the original plan. Something changed there. tonight was just a bit underwhelming. And yes, that could have been originally to Raw and Edge returning at Raw and not at SummerSlam, and things changed last minute, but you can't help but feel there was maybe a little bit more to that. People were picking up on the fact that there was potentially faces in the mirror there, and if we look back at it, it makes a lot of sense. There were references to Mercy the Buzzard and the shape of that figure fitting that mirror. And WWE can't lose, because ultimately if it doesn't end up in Bray Wyatt being linked, they win because we don't talk about it. But if we look at it deeper, a little bit deeper, and we look at things on a micro scale, then what on earth is going on with that door? There's a padlock, right? With a door, literally knocking, 3 knocks. A lot of us have speculated it could be let me in, right? No one, as far as I'm aware, has come out of that door. Edge was, in those promos, was outside of that room. Who on earth is in that door? You saw that weird, like, devil-like figure. Not figure, but like image that was in graffiti. What on earth that was? Like, what link has that got to Edge? As far as I'm aware, it doesn't really link to Edge at all. So is there a link potentially with Bray Wyatt or Karrion Kross there? And that would be really, really cool if you then go back to those segments and link them in and tie them in with a returning Bray Wyatt, which seemingly is imminent within WWE. But I want to get your thoughts and opinions. I'm probably massively reaching here, and ultimately this just ended up being Edge and Edge alone, but you can't help but feel there's more to this. Who the blimmin' hell is in that room? What is going to happen moving forward? Why did it have such a Bray Wyatt aura about it? Why was there that hourglass, seemingly TikTok references, and then we see Karrion Kross emerge? Is there a link potentially between Edge, Karrion Kross and Bray Wyatt? We know how much Karrion Kross has hinted working with Bray Wyatt, and it's really starting to get a bit juicy right now. It really, really is. And there have been lots more teasers as of late. And I think WWE are just being super clever about things. You only need to look at the recent scene on Monday Night Raw, when of course you saw that hand appear. Now yes, we know that's Dexter Lumis, but who do you think of when you see that hand in that glove? You think of Bray Wyatt. So a lot of what they're doing, I think, has a double meaning. There's a lot of cryptic clues and hints, just like they did with Cody Rhodes, and I thought it was genius, and they're doing it across the border to numerous superstars as well, throwing subtle little hints out. A video will be coming out very soon in way more detail, picking up on all those latest Bray Wyatt hints, seemingly teasing an imminent return. But overall, what's your thoughts on those cryptic video packages that we saw? Do you think there's a deeper meaning? Do you think there's more to it, or do you think I'm massively reaching? Would always welcome your thoughts and opinions. Thank you so much for watching the video. Be really appreciative if you can like the video, share the video, even better, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you in another video.